Taurus, I need you to stop and take a deep breath right now. What I'm about to tell you will make you understand why you've been carrying this burden for so long. Why things have been harder for you than for others. Why you've worked hard, been patient, given your best, but always felt like something was holding you back, preventing you from getting to where you deserve to be. Today, that ends. Today, you'll discover that your account with the universe has finally been settled. That invisible debt you didn't even know existed has been completely paid. And from now on, everything changes. Do you know that feeling that has been with you for years? That you are always running after something, always trying to achieve something that always seems to be one step ahead? That no matter how hard you try, no matter how responsible and dedicated you are, something invisible keeps holding you back? This feeling has a name. It is the weight of a spiritual debt that you inherited, that came with you into this life, and that you have been paying without even knowing it. But the universe is not cruel. It does not charge eternal interest. And when someone pays in full what they owe, when someone learns all the lessons they needed to learn, when someone demonstrates through their actions that they have grown and evolved, then the debt is forgiven, and what was blocked is released once and for all. Taurus, you have been tested in ways that other signs cannot even imagine. Your patience has been stretched to its limit. Your dedication has been questioned time and time again. Your ability to persist even when everything seemed to be going wrong has been put to the test time and time again. You may have wondered why life seemed easier for others, why your achievements always came with more struggle, more delay, more obstacles. The answer is simple. You were paying a bill that was not entirely yours, but that you accepted to pay in order to evolve to the next level of your existence. And now, finally, the last payment has been made. What do you feel when you imagine that all those years of struggle and persistence were not in vain, but were exactly what you needed to become who you are today? In the last few weeks, you've probably felt something changing, a strange lightness that you couldn't explain. Moments when it seemed like the weight you've always carried on your shoulders was getting lighter. It wasn't your imagination. It was the sign that your debt was coming to an end, that the interest was being forgiven, that the universe was preparing to give you back with interest everything you've invested in growth, patience, and perseverance over all these years. What's coming to you is not just the end of a difficult cycle. It's the beginning of a period where everything you've sown with so much sweat will finally blossom once and for all. Let me explain to you what really happened during all these years. While you thought you were simply living your life, striving to achieve your goals, working hard to build your future, you were actually participating in something much bigger. You were paying off a spiritual debt that would allow you to access a whole new level of abundance, recognition, and personal fulfillment. Every hardship you faced was a payment. Every time you persevered when others would have given up was a payment made. Every time you maintained your integrity, even when it cost you dearly, was an investment in your spiritual future. And now it's time for that investment to pay off. The universe works like a perfect cosmic bank. It never forgets who owes what. It never leaves a good deed unrewarded. And when someone like you, who has the DNA of persistence running through your veins, completes a cycle of growth as intense as the one you completed, the reward doesn't come in parts. It comes all at once, like an avalanche of abundance that makes up for all the time you waited, all the patience you showed, all the strength you showed. Taurus, you always knew deep down that you deserved more than you were getting. You always felt that your qualities were not being recognized in the right proportion. You always felt that you were giving more than you were receiving, contributing more than you were receiving in return. And you were right. But that wasn't injustice. It was preparation. The universe was testing whether you could maintain your essence, your kindness, your dedication, even when you didn't see an immediate return. It was checking whether you could be who you are, even when no one was applauding, even when no one was recognizing, even when it seemed like your efforts were being ignored. You passed the test with flying colors. And now the universe will show you what happens when someone like you, with your strength, your determination, your ability to build solid and lasting things, finally receives the full and unrestricted support of the cosmic forces. It will be as if all the doors that were blocked suddenly opened at the same time, as if all the paths that seemed blocked suddenly became free and illuminated, as if everything you ever wanted to build suddenly found the perfect ground to flourish. Can you imagine what it would be like to live without that invisible weight that has always accompanied you? Can you feel the difference it will make to have the universe working in your favor instead of testing you? The debt that was paid was not just yours. It was a collective, family, ancestral debt that somehow came to you to be resolved. That is why you always felt that you carried more responsibility than you should have, more weight than was fair. You were right. You were carrying the weight of generations, resolving issues that had been passed down for a long time. And you were chosen for this because you had the necessary strength, because you had the necessary patience, because you had the necessary determination to carry this responsibility to the end. And it's over. The account is closed. The balance is zeroed. And now you enter a completely new phase of your existence, where everything you achieve will truly be yours, where everything you build will be solid and lasting, where every effort you make will be multiplied and enhanced by the universe. It's as if you've been running a marathon, carrying a backpack full of rocks, and now you can finally take off that backpack and run free, feeling for the first time your true speed, your true strength, your true potential. Over the years, you have developed spiritual muscles that most people don't even realize exist. You have learned to persist when persistence seems impossible. You have developed a patience that impresses even angels. You have cultivated an inner strength that can move mountains. And now you will have the chance to use all of these qualities in favorable conditions, with the wind at your back, with the universe conspiring for your success instead of testing your endurance. What is coming to you is not just luck or coincidence. It is pure cosmic justice. It is the universe recognizing that you paid what you owed, learned what you needed to learn, grew as much as you needed to grow, and now you deserve to receive everything you invested with spiritual compound interest that will surprise you. The opportunities that will appear in your life in the coming days will seem almost magical, so perfect, so aligned with what you have always dreamed of. The people who will cross your path will be exactly the ones you need to take your projects to the next level. The resources that will be made available to you will be exactly the ones you need to build the life you have always envisioned. But the best part of all this is the feeling of lightness you will experience. For the first time in years, you will wake up without that weight on your chest that you didn't even know was there. You will make decisions without that feeling that something invisible is holding you back. You will dream about the future without that indefinite fear that something might go wrong. Because the testing phase is over. The phase of unnecessary challenges is over. The phase of having to prove your worth over and over again is over. Now is the phase of reaping, of receiving, of enjoying what you have achieved with so much effort. Taurus, you've probably wondered many times why things had to be so difficult for you, why you had to work harder than others to achieve the same things, why your dreams always seemed further away, harder to achieve. The answer is that you were being prepared for something much greater than you ever imagined. You were being trained to handle levels of abundance, success, and fulfillment that require a solid foundation, an emotional and spiritual structure strong enough to sustain it all without losing your way. Most people couldn't handle what's coming your way. They wouldn't have the emotional stability, the humility, the practical wisdom needed to properly manage a truly abundant and fulfilling life. But you do. You've developed all of these qualities through the challenges you've faced. Every difficulty has been a lesson. Every setback has been a moment of preparation. Every frustration has been an exercise in strengthening your inner structure. And now you are ready, completely ready. Ready to receive without losing yourself. ready to succeed without forgetting who you are, ready for abundance without losing your humility, ready for recognition without developing arrogance, ready to achieve your dreams without losing your connection with your essence. The universe has tested you in all these areas and you have passed them all. That is why it is time to receive what has always been yours by right. The most impressive thing is that you won't have to fight to get what's coming to you. You won't have to force, push, or pressure. Things will flow to you naturally, as if the entire universe had conspired to make your life easier. Opportunities will appear without you having to look for them. Resources will materialize when you need them. Important people will appear in your path at exactly the right time. Solutions will appear to problems that you didn't even know how to solve. It's like you've spent years swimming against the current, and now you can finally turn around and swim with it. The difference is stark. What used to require Herculean effort now happens with ease. What once seemed impossible now becomes obvious. What used to cause you stress now flows naturally. You'll wonder why it wasn't always like this. And the answer will be clear, because you weren't ready before. But now you are. Taurus, one of the most beautiful things about what's happening to you is that it's not temporary. It's not a passing stroke of luck, a moment of good fortune that will soon end. It's a permanent change in your vibrational state, in your relationship with the universe, in the way energies flow in your life. You've entered a new category of existence. You've moved from the category of those who are paying debts to the category of those who are receiving rewards. And once you're in that category, you stay there. This means that everything you build from now on will have a solidity, a durability, a strength that your previous achievements may not have had. Because now you are building on solid ground, with the right foundation, with the full support of the universe. Your relationships will be deeper and more meaningful. Your professional projects will have more impact and longevity. Your financial achievements will be more stable and growing. Your personal fulfillment will be more complete and satisfying. And most importantly, you will finally feel like you are living the life you always knew you deserved to live. Not a diminished version of your ideal life, not an acceptable substitute for what you really wanted, but the real, authentic, fulfilled life that has always existed as a potential within you, and that can now finally manifest itself without hindrance. During all these years, you may have had moments of doubt about whether you were on the right path. Moments when you wondered if it was worth continuing to insist, if it wouldn't be better to give up on some dreams and settle for less. But something inside you always told you no, that you should keep going, that there was something greater waiting for you on the other side of all this difficulty, that something was right, and you were right to listen. Your perseverance was not in vain. Your faith was not naive. Your Taurian stubbornness was not a flaw. It was exactly what you needed to get here, to complete the payment of your karmic debt, to qualify to receive what was always rightfully yours, to become the person the universe needed you to become before it could trust you with the blessings that were in store for your life. Now, when you look back, you will understand that every no you received was leading you to a much greater yes, that every door that closed was forcing you to find a much better door, that every delay was actually allowing you to arrive at the perfect time to receive something far greater than you would have received before. The universe was not denying you anything, it was preparing you to receive everything, and it's all coming now. Not in parts, not slowly, not with conditions, all at once, abundantly, clearly, and definitively. Like a dam that finally opens and releases all the water that has been held back for years. Like an investment that finally matures and yields much more than you deposited. Like a plant that after growing slowly for years finally bears fruit in abundance. Taurus, you are about to discover what it means to have the universe working completely in your favor. And when it does, you will understand that it was worth every moment of waiting, every day of struggle, every night of worry, because what is coming is so good, so complete, so perfect for you, that you will realize that it could not have happened before, that everything had the perfect timing, that all the preparation was necessary, that all the debt needed to be paid so that you could receive clean, free, and completely deserving of everything that is coming. Are you ready to receive your reward? Are you ready to live the life you always knew you deserved? Are you ready to discover that the universe has finally heard you and decided that it is your time to be fully happy, fulfilled, and abundant? Because if you are watching this video, it is a sign that you are. It is a sign that you are vibrating at the frequency of reception, of gratitude, of openness, to receive everything that the universe has to give you. If this message touched your heart in a special way, if you felt a deep relief just by hearing these words, it is because they are true for you. It is because you were really carrying this weight, and now it has been lifted from your shoulders. Share in the comments how you have been feeling lately. If you have noticed any change in the energy of your life, any feeling that something is different. Your experiences will help other Taurians to recognize that they are also going through this liberation. Subscribe to the channel now, because what you are experiencing is just the beginning of a complete transformation in your life. You will need guidance on how to properly receive everything that is coming, how to manage this new energy, how to make the most of this golden phase that is beginning. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any guidance on how to navigate this new, abundant, and fulfilled reality. Remember, your debt has been paid, your account has been settled, your trial period is over. Now it's time to reap, to receive, to enjoy. The universe has finally heard you, recognized your worth, and decided that your time has come. And when the universe decides that your time has come, nothing and no one can stop you from receiving everything you deserve. Get ready to discover what it means to live truly free, abundant, and fulfilled.